So it turns out Gerard Butler still exists. This man's career has slid by relatively unnoticed like your wife's affair. Butler is known for maybe two things: being the biggest Viking since Corey Stringer in the How to Train Your Dragon series, and being the poster boy for ladies' night at the local bar when he decided to kill the messenger in 300. Does anyone else remember when this Scotsman played Dracula, or is it just me? Well, apparently he still has a career with the Now Has Fallen series. These most recent ventures of his taking on being a 90s action movie hero with the extra baggage of you're getting too old and you're held together with toothpicks and spit. One would imagine that the amount of stress put on a human body during just one of these films would make a doctor break out into a sweat. That is, unless you are Morgan Freeman, whose contract was signed stating he would not do anything more than walk up some stairs, lay in a bed, and be pushed in a wheelchair. Now, this film is quite the downgrade, at least in concept, from last week's film, though I suppose it is lacking in intellect as well, considering I haven't seen both the previous films, and upon seeing Butler's co-star, I knew he would be the villain before the catalyst of the plot even happened, like Mario guessing who kidnapped Peach before Toad even opened his mouth. The only way to make it more obvious is to have his name listed under guest starring as an episode of Criminal Minds. I at least like the idea of showing Butler's character suffering from anxiety, insomnia, and migraines, relating him to the average procrastinating college student during finals week. It's not like you can just fire off an AR-10 2 feet from your ear and not be stricken with tinnitus. Just firing off a Glock without ear protection is enough to make you relate to Archer. Besides, it would make for an uninteresting movie if the action hero couldn't hear any villains or enemies coming up behind them, like playing Wolfenstein 3D with no sound effect, because fuck those mutants, am I right? There is the issue of logic holes, like how did the large explosion from the drones at the surface of the water not kill anyone 2 feet under the water? Those shockwaves would have rippled through them like fear through jello when your mother-in-law walks towards the fridge. Or how and why do grenades in Hollywood go off with a large explosion like every one of them was stamped by Michael Bay? Or the biggest leap in logic, how can anyone who knows Butler's character believe or think their plan could possibly work to make him look like the bad guy? Whose dumbass idea was it to write in the guy who saved the president in 2 previous films to successfully both be framed and accused of treason? And all of it for what? A stupid director's job? By comparison, sharks being able to roar while balancing on their caudal fins seems more plausible. Angel Has Fallen is a fine movie. The action is pretty good. Butler's character dealing with the literal impact of what he's been through is an intriguing take on the general American action hero stereotype of muscles so dense they could deflect 50 caliber ammunition. The explosions are fun, and whatever pyrotechnics the stuntmen worked with must have had a blast igniting so many stuntmen ablaze, then throwing them around like Serena Williams playing tennis with balls lathered in napalm. If you've enjoyed the films in this franchise, then you will like Angel Has Fallen. Next up to bat is the sequel to the overrated jump scare fest that other reviewers actually thought was scary.